Hi there, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over an order that I received from a planner company for the love of pie. This is now going to be my third time. I think it's my third try trying to film this particular video. Every single time I've tried, it's been something. So this is going to be the third and final installment of trying to go over my order from For the Love of Pie. This is the box that I received my order in. The box is pretty wide. It's a pretty wide package. The box is large. It's not a heavy package, but it is a large package. So I'm going to be going over the content that's inside of here. This particular company, For the Love of Pie, as you can see, there's a pie on the box. She makes teacher planners, she makes teacher non-planners. She has a whole plethora of things that you can get from her company, so you can go check her out on Instagram if you're interested in learning more about her products. So this is the package that I received. Let me go ahead and open this up. I'm going to try to move the box over somewhat gently. The other reason why I've had to retry this video several times is noise. Noise. Every time I record it, there's some other noise going on in the background. I try to be accommodating and not have so much noise going on in the back, but it is what it is. You know, people got to work, got to do their thing, so it is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and try this, hopefully for the last installment. So this is going to be one of my planners that I'm going to be using for this upcoming school season. This is not the only planner that I'm going to be using, but it is one of them. This is going to be what I consider like the main one. Yes. Woo, 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 woo. Listen, I have been looking at this company for a while, for years and years and years. So me and my other planner friends, we have this, this little thing that we talk about. If you really want an item, you don't necessarily need the item, but you want it. And if over so much time has passed and it is still a extremely strong desire, then yes, you should go ahead and try it out. So that's exactly what I did. So this is a teacher planner. It's the larger one. So I'm going to say it's like an 8.5 by 11. We got some beautiful coils here. My cover is one of many styles that she has available. Once again, you need to go to her website, For the Love of Pie. Check it out. See which cover that you're interested in to using for your planner or whatever items that you want to order. And, go check it out. That's all I can say. Go check it out. Go check it out. I just covered my name just because I saw other people. Yeah, it is what it is. So here is her social media information. So all of those are there. You can go check her out, For the Love of Pie. I'm going to try to leave it open like this so I can get the entire planner in frame. Hopefully it's going to work. So we have our typical cover page. This is for the upcoming school season. Got a few lines there. You can put your name or whatever else information that you want to put on the front page. We have next the year at a glance. So our year at a glance typically starts from the summer to the summer. So you got July to June because we use an academic year. So here you go. You can use this for a variety of things. You can put on there no school days, test days, days that you're taking off, whatever that you want to put on here. You can put those there as well, using like little dots, doing a little color coding. The mile liners work really well in this planner. The standard highlighters work very well in this planner. I'm going to be trying a new product called Write Tech. So I'm going to see how well they work in this planner too. But you have a variety of ways that you can put information on your year at a glance starting from July going to June of 24. Once again, this is an academic planner. So this goes from July to June. So these are the months in 23. These are the months in 24. So you can have events here. Maybe you guys are doing a field trip. Maybe you got some indoor things happening at your school. I don't know, you got a play or some type of show, some type of presentation. You can put any type of events that you have going on in your school. You can even put the birthdays of your students here as well if you choose to do so. Next, we have a goals page. I'm going to think that these are professional, academic goals, professional goals that you want to accomplish in this school year. So next we have, I think I move it over a little bit. Yes, I can move it over a little bit. Next we have is the months within the planner. So all the months have a basic layout. So they're going to have whatever month is listed here on the top. They have a color code. So this color code is going to be for all of the pages in July. So you can use this for a variety of like pre-planning, which you know I'm all about pre-planning. Put your information in here. Pre-planning could be, you know, what type of material did I want to get prepped and ready for the upcoming school year? Just getting your thoughts down, writing down your thoughts here on paper. If you have any classes that you're attending, any professional developments, any tours, any trainings that you're doing, you can go ahead and put them down if you're going to be working on something. Next, this is our month on 2 pages. So this is for the month of July, which is perfectly fine for me because I do start my prepping in the month of July of what I'm doing for the upcoming school year. I know some teachers have videos out of them working in the classroom, them actually physically moving things in their classroom, setting up this, doing bulletin boards. I'm not there yet. I'm just enjoying my time at home for now, but I can write them down in my planner. You know, just this is the pre-planning of it all. So this is the July on 2 months. Over here, we got a little area for you can write some notes. There's a quote here on the top. And then you have a month view of the previous month and the next month that's coming up. Next page is your lesson plans or your weekly plans. Her designs that she have available is so many of them. You can have anywhere between, I believe, 1 and 8 sections if you choose. I believe I picked 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I picked 6. The days of the week are at the top, so this is a dated planner. She do also have sections on the side here for Saturday and Sunday. You have a brief to-do list, and then you also have the month that you're currently in the color that you're in. If you'll notice that these colors are different because this is technically still part of the month of June. So June is probably like this pink, magenta-ish type color. And then you have July 1st that starts here. So it's like a blue, dark blue shade that you have there. Next, so now we're fully into the month of July. So as you can see, the color has changed. Remember, the month has the color scheme and color. The days of the week are listed at the top. You do have a Saturday and Sunday on the side. And then you have all of your boxes here that you can do your lesson planning by the subject, by the hour, whatever it is that you have going on at your life at this time. Even if you're not a teacher, you can still use this as a planner for your home. This does not necessarily have to be just a teacher planner. I've seen many people section out their life in this type of area. Their morning plans, they have individual children, they got work life, they got home life. Whatever it is you got going on, you can still use this setup for whatever is going on in your lifetime. I'm going to skip to the end. So the last page in that particular month is a notes page. And then you have August, and August is going to repeat the same thing that I mentioned for July. So August is a different color. It's a shade of a teal. I'm going to say it's a tealish type color. So same thing again, you have the month on the 2 pages. This is a Sunday start, which is perfectly fine for me because that's typically how my month will go. I have been testing out what type of stickers can fit in these boxes because as you can see, these boxes are rather large. I do believe that the big Happy Planner stickers will fit in here. You may have to do a little bit of tweaking, but I do believe that they will fit just fine. So big Happy Planner type stickers. So whether you have non-teacher planner stickers, if you have teacher planner stickers, I believe the one that says big on the cover should fit them just nicely. Once again, you got a few lines here on the side, and then you have the previous month and then the next month that's coming. and then we are repeating the same cycle that we had before. July is that darker blue. Remember, August is now this different shade, so that's why you have the color differences there. And then I'm just going to move this over ever so slightly so I can turn it so you can see that each month is color coded. And then I'm just going to move all the way to the back so we can get to the next areas that I have in my planner. And this does go to June of 2024. Okay, so here we have another page that says some dates to remember. So you can use that for dates to remember for, this month time scale. You can always change that out. If you don't want to say dates to remember, you can say things to remember, and you can still write that information in there. So the next part of my planner is going to be a little bit different. So these last 4 areas in my planner is a little bit different. The tab says teacher, students, notes, and grades. So this is no longer the weekly spreads. This is now more geared for teachers. You can get customs for these sections. You can add pages in here. You can add various things in here, which I have done because that was my choosing, as Tabitha Brown said, because it's my business. So here in this next section is called teacher. Very similar to the monthly for each of the weekly spreads. We have that same design. So if you want to do any pre-planning, you can write that in there. Maybe any types of notebooks that you want to use, any stores that you want to visit to start looking at supplies. We have what I'm looking for, tax-free days coming up. So maybe you want to put yourself a note about tax-free days that's coming up in your local area. Maybe you want to jot down some things that you've been thinking about that you want to get. You can write them down here. Next, we have our passwords, and I do believe I will be using this year. The last time I wrote down my passwords for all of the systems that I use was probably 3 years ago. But what I did was I put it on a cardstock, a really thick cardstock piece of paper, and then I put it with a plastic sleeve, and I just take it in and out of my planner so that way I had it with me all the time. But I do believe it's time for me to revise that particular list. So you can do your passwords here, whatever websites you're using, your username and password, put that information down there if you choose to do so. Next, you can do your class schedules. If you have a class schedule, which most of us do, think of it as like your daily schedule, things of that nature. You can write that down here. You don't necessarily have to repeat it because typically your daily schedule is the same thing every day. Probably the only exception would be is like if you have a half day, early release day, things of that nature would be a different class schedule that you can write in this area. Then you have more class schedules. So next is professional development. You should always be continuing your education, keep up with your certification, write down the information of any courses, any classes, any professional developments that you're taking. Write the information down so that way you can keep up on your recertification that you need in your area. So we got 2 pages for professional development. Conferences schedule. I'm also going to be using this because when I have either a phone conference, an in-person conference, a virtual conference, I'm going to be writing down that information here on my conference schedule. And as you can see, there are multiple pages for the conference schedule. Next, we have events and trips. So once again, if you want to write down a little bit more details about particular events that are happening at your school or any particular trips that are taking place, you can write down that information as well. It's a nice way to track what you're doing, where you're going, and then also your volunteers, because typically you need some help and some assistance for these events and trips. So keep a list of who's been actually coming to help you out during these times. So we got 2 pages of events and trips. Next, we got expense records. This is going to be very handy because at my school, we have to keep a log, turn in our receipts and things of that nature so we can get reimbursed up to a particular amount of money. And I never know the amount of money off the top of my head. I think it's changed, if I'm not mistaken. It changes all the time. So all I do is if I start buying stuff, so let's say I bought some twistable color pencils, and I bought a couple packs of them. I'm going to keep that receipt, write down, you know, that information, what store that I bought it from, and the price, and I keep the receipts in an envelope. So that way that is considered to be an expense for the classroom, because some of my kids don't like the feeling of the crayons on their hands. So the twistable ones, it just makes it easy for them, and they can still use a crayon. So write down your expenses. You got 2 pages of that. Here's your checklist, your to-do list. Anytime you got something to do, especially in the beginning of the school year, write yourself a note so that way you think about, okay, so I need to go get that particular border. I was thinking about getting this particular color Astro Bright paper because I want to start doing a particular center. Writing yourself the note that, yes, I need to go buy some Astro Bright paper. Of course, if you don't have any already at home. So writing yourself down your to-do list is always important. It doesn't have to be a to-do list before school. It can be a to-do list on the weekends. Remember to make particular copies for lessons that you're doing. If maybe you're going to be out that day, remember to make your copies for, you know, your things that you need for the substitute to take care of while you're out. Anything that you can think of. Contact list. So for this particular school year, it would be probably the parents' information or guardian information, who you can contact for the particular student. This is the pacing guide. This is the section that I added more. I think originally it only came with, I think it was 2 pacing guides. So I added more because I'm just that type of person. I'm a pen and paper type person. So I like to write out all my ideas of what I plan on teaching for whatever subject it is. That way I have it on paper, and if I need to alter anything, just go in here and take out a pencil, erase that information, and then that way I have an idea of what my game plan is to teach for that particular subject for that particular time frame. So I did add multiple pacing guides. This should get me through, I do believe it should get me through this upcoming school year. So that's the end of the teacher section. Next we have students. Once again, looks just like the month beginning. Says students. It has that tealish color so you can pre-prep information. So once you get your student information, if you have some details that you want to write down, maybe you want to put down how many students you have. If you want to write down you know, any information that you want to put on for the students, you can write that down. This is just preloading information for the school year. Here is a place for student birthdays. So if you don't want to use that other area that I talked about, you can just put the student birthdays in this section that says student birthdays. Yes. Parent communication log. So anytime you speak with parents, write the information down. Volunteer list. So sometimes parents are not able to physically come into the school, and some of them are. So it will be a good idea to list who are those parents that you know are going to be your go-to people that can help you out with physically coming in to the school and helping you out with whatever the event is. So you got a couple pages for that. Student health information. Any students who have any medical concerns or issues, you can write down their information as well. Same thing with accommodations. Any students who have an IEP. IEP is an exceptional educational plan, so they get particular accommodations. Maybe they get pulled out of your classroom, things of that nature. You can write that down here as well. Student data. So student data would be quarterly tests, state tests. You can write down all of your students' names there. What is the name of the test, the date of the test, and write that down. In these little teeny tiny boxes, that's going to be interesting, but I'll make it do because I can. If you even really think about it, you can write the information on a sticker and just put the sticker on top of there. Boom, there you go, using your stash. So you got a couple pages of student data. Seating plans. I change my student seating areas all the time. I would probably say within 1 quarter, so you're talking 9 weeks or 8 weeks, wherever you are, maybe even 10 weeks, I probably change my students 2, maybe 3 times, depending on what it is. So I'm probably going to use Post-it notes in here. So yes, we got seating plans. We got a couple pages of that. So that is the end of the student section. Next, we have notes. Self-explanatory. Notes is just lined paper, which is great for me because when I go to staff meetings, team meeting, grade level meetings, whatever meetings you're going to, you got your notes already here. So I don't have to necessarily use a separate book. So I already have it here. If you only want to use this notes pages for one type of meeting, you can. So if you want to put just your monthly meetings that you have with a particular group, it could be in this area if you would like. So all these are notes pages. Let's move on. At the end of the notes pages, we have a few color pages, which I think is a great idea. I love color therapy. That's what I call it, color therapy. So I love having the ability to just color whenever I feel the need to. Yes, yes, yes. And then my last area is grades, and I believe this was, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 pages, and I also altered, I gave myself more grades pages, because once again, I am a paper pencil type person, so I like to write my things down. That's just my safety net. It is what it is. We have an easy grader on the very front of this page. I will take a sticky note. So let me just take a sticky note here. I put a sticky note here. So whatever is the number of questions that I gave, I just put like a sticky note underneath, so that way I can use that to guide myself on, you know, what grades I'm giving. Just easy method for me. Next, we have just a note page. And then you have areas to do your grading. So on the left here, you can put all your students' names. You have plenty of area here for the individual grades that you want. If you need to move over to this other page, you can just put the initials, which is a good thing, because so many times when I've had other planners, they don't give a spot for the student name. They just continue with this line, so you have to use some of those lines. So I like it that it has an area here for putting the student initials, and then continue doing your grades there. So I have added additional sheets in this section, because like I said, I think it only came with, I don't know, 2 or 3. Please don't quote me, I don't remember. And that's that. So that is the end of my planner. So here we go. Once again, here's the information. For the Love of Pi is the name of the vendor that I use. Go give her a follow. Spilled some stuff. Go check her out if you want to. I really encourage you to. If you want to try to get your planner before the school season starts, go give her a follow, check her out, see what her requirements are, see how you can customize your planner to your liking. And until next time, you guys have a great one. Peace. Make sure to give my video a thumbs up. Until next time, bye-bye.